the funniest person in the locker room?
The Nasty Boys.
Any reason?
Yeah, because they were insane. They were always doing things, whether it was funny or just stupid. It kept you in a good mood. A lot of guys didn't like them. I mean, they had a lot of heat. But myself and my close friends like Kurt Hennig, we loved them. And the reason we did is because they would say outlandish things to talent that didn't want to have those things said to them, but they couldn't do nothing to them because they were pretty tough at the same time. So they would be kidding around, but they would say and do things to me that was hilarious. I didn't overreact by laying down on the floor, kicking my feet, laughing. But by the time I got into the car with them and drive 200 miles home, I'd put them over like that was great. I mean, I remember one time, and I don't mean to go off, but you said I could, but we were coming back from Memphis, Tennessee, and it was myself and Kurt Hennig had flown in from AWA, and we were going to Nashville. And I wasn't living in that territory at the time, and so Kurt and I were dependent on staying with the Nasty Boys in Nashville in their apartment. And we were riding in the car, and we gave a Japanese reporter named Jimmy Suzuki a ride with us, and he had to sit in the middle between the Nasty Boys in the back seat. And on the way home, after some guys had had a few beers and things started loosening up, somebody in the front seat realized it was December 7th. And December 7th is Pearl Harbor Day.
Oh.
And I want to say that I don't want to admit to who started this, but all of a sudden I'm thinking December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day. Hey, wait a minute. And now we got a guy that doesn't speak that good of English sitting right in the middle between the two Nasty Boys in the back seat. And that just opened up a whole can of worms, because when I turned around and said, my old man was in that war, but he fought the Germans. He said, but if he'd have fought you guys, he'd have been right in there against you too. So today you guys dropped the bombs. You dropped all that on Pearl Harbor. We should pull over and do something to you. And then the Nasty Boys started on him, and all they did was from both sides, like stereo in the guy's ear, was and they were imitating Japanese people speaking, but the humor in it went on for 200 miles, and Jimmy Suzuki was losing it. And by the time we got back to the apartment, and they actually shared an apartment with Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels at the time. So by the time we got back, all four of them are on poor Jimmy Suzuki, because it had started and it just kept snowballing. And when we got there, Jimmy Suzuki freaked out and took off. And when he took off, he was in the parking lot. So Kurt got in the rental car and decided he's going to chase him through the apartment complex. And he chased him. And then we finally talked him into coming back, and we said we wouldn't do anything. We wouldn't do anything. And somehow or another, when he fell asleep, somebody shaved his eyebrows off.
Classic.
Both of them.
The classic.
And when he woke up, he freaked out. And of course, that night he told Jerry Jarrett's mom, who ran Louisville, "Oh, Miss Jarrett, of course, my name always gets at the beginning of these things. And it's Steve Keirn, and the Nasty Boy shaved my eyebrows off." And I didn't shave anybody's eyebrows off, and that's legitimate. But I know that Shawn and Marty put Band-Aids over their eyebrows just to keep from having their eyebrows. And I have a feeling it was one of them. But anyway, Jimmy Suzuki and that whole situation was pretty funny. But the Nasty Boys were always the funniest guys in the dressing room. I mean, there's other guys, but the dressing room is not usually about humor. It's in the car when all the tension's off, going home. Is where it gets to be funny. You're telling funny stories, or you're telling misery stories, or you're telling war stories. And so You know, Dutch was a funny guy. I know he's not here right now, but Dutch would crack me and Stan up. He'd ride with me and Stan, and CB radios were real popular at the time. They're traveling, and we'd get bored and get on a CB radio because it's like the internet. I give you an example. It's like Facebook or social media. People can give you crap on it because you ain't facing them. You can't have a confrontation with on CB radio. You can talk on that radio, but the truck drivers don't know who's talking and where they're at. And we would pick on truck drivers, and we would create scenes. But Dutch had a really good. He'd do a storyline where he would pretend to be somebody that he wasn't, and get the truckers all riled up by saying things that he knew would make them mad. And we'd be laughing because if they'd be on there, all of them would be so angry and wanted to kill Dutch. But Dutch would just, once they get to a point where they're so angry, they'd stop talking, then he'd start hitting them again. And, you're just bored. You're bored traveling all the time. So you're trying to create funny situations.